Hey guys, welcome back to Geared Forwards. My name's Paul. Today we have a different kind of review for you today. Today we're going to be taking a look at a wallet and some retractable keychains. You know, you've probably seen this kind of retractable dealio before. However, first we do have a little bit of a disclaimer. These products are by the company MN Garista. I apologize, I'm not entirely sure how that's said. These were provided for review. The only requirements I have for this video is that I give them a fair review, and fair meaning I use the product and actually give an honest opinion, and that I tell you the features. They have no input into the outcome of my review. They have no sway over it, and I have not received any financial compensation for this review. I've only received these products for the purposes of review. So all the thoughts, feelings, emotions that I have are entirely my own and not paid for. So we're going to get into it first, and we'll start off first with the retractable keychains, and then we'll get into the wallet. So first of all, these are going to come in packaging similar to this, just a nice little cardboard box. Now this has a very, I don't know, put this, an Olight-ish feel. It's a very soft touch cardboard. It does feel like a premium product. These were sent to me directly from Amazon, so you can buy these from Amazon should you wish. There will be a link down in the description below that'll take you there, and I've been told that there'll be some discounts for you. I cannot guarantee how much of a discount, and as far as I'm aware, I do not receive anything from that. It's entirely for your benefit. So we have two styles of retractable keychain. We have one that is just got a clip on this back, and then we have one that has a fixed carabiner. That is the only difference here. The actual mechanism is the same, as is the attachment points for what you'll be retracting. So this is going to be your option, and this really comes down to, are you going to be hanging this from, say, a belt loop? Do you want to slide this onto a belt more securely? Perhaps a pocket? So first we'll run through about the product, and then I'll tell you how I've been using them and how I feel about them. So now, I don't do a lot of editing in my videos typically, but I will try and put a picture up on screen somewhere here. Remember to do that, future me. And the benefits of this kind of product is going to be, they put more thought into a very old concept. The cable used is a stainless steel cable, and it has a lamination to it. So even if you do get your finger caught on it as it's retracting, it's not really going to hurt your finger or anything. It's very smooth to the touch, actually. And where the cable connects to the attachment point, there is a head that's inlaid with zinc and copper, so that no matter how many times you retract it, you're not going to get the attachment point coming off from overuse and friction. Now the spring inside is really strong. It's not so strong that it's just going to be detrimental to you actually using it, but it does retract with some authority. And now hopefully you can see everything again, and we'll go through that a little bit more. We do have here a buffer, it's a rubber little plate, and that moves freely up and down the cord, and that is basically just to cushion the impact. Besides not making a awful sound every time that you use it, this does also help with longevity of the product. You've not got two pieces slamming together. Now, if anything is going to really wear out on this product, it will be this. This is just a little rubber washer, little rubber disc. So I would say that might wear out first, either through repeated impacts, or it's rubber, at some point it will perish. But if you've got this long enough that it's perished, you've probably got your money's worth. Now, out of the two of these, I did carry this one, so 1 second. I did carry this one more, just because I prefer the clip option to the carabiner option. I've already got stuff dangling. I would rather use a clip option, and I carried this primarily actually clipped to my pocket. So when I was wearing my jeans, I would have it clipped and then whatever just hanging down. You could clip this just as easily to your belt. If you are not well endowed of gut as myself, that might be more convenient for you. And these are the kinds of things that I've been using it for. So this is how I carry hand sanitizer in today's day and age. And all I did, I normally have this on a larger carabiner and clip it on directly. But instead of that, I just threw it on here and just had this kind of hanging down, and then I could easily reach it no matter what. And this was actually very convenient because it was also very convenient for passing my hand sanitizer to other people without them absconding with it or just, forgetting about it. Like, there's plenty of stretch here. I'm still going. So let's see if I can try and emphasize this. Ooh. And we're going, and we're going, and we're going. And there we go. Excuse me, I'm recovering from a little bit of the COVID. Now, in terms of how this felt with this kind of weight, because a loaded bottle of hand sanitizer is a heavier thing to be hanging for one of these, the clip held up just fine. The clip was very sturdy, but also not too tight that you struggled to put it on and take it off when you wanted to, which is an excellent trifecta in my opinion. When I did use this, I would clip the carabiner to the MOLLE-like strapping on the strap of my backpack, and that worked just as well. I personally found that there was a little bit too much bouncing around for that particular style of carry, but I can definitely see where some people might prefer this kind of attachment. Another thing that I also tested out was putting a small knife like this and this was a really actually great way of having a knife to hand, because you have it attached to your body. You can actually finagle it open with one hand if you want to. This is just a small Boca Tech tool, and that was a really nice convenient way of having a knife on my person. And it also meant, I do not advise doing this, but it also meant that I could just let my knife dangle there in between using it. Again, I do not do as I say, not what I do. And it was just really convenient. I've always liked this kind of device, but they are normally really cheap plastic and feel like they're going to break or hurt you, or break and hurt you. So to get something that is built like a tank, quite frankly. You see, this is a two-part case construction, and we just have a set screw here that would go through the spool. Seeing something of such high quality and using it, I've had this for I think a couple months. Between testing and being a bit sick, it's taken me a little while to get this out, and I do apologize. I've been very happy with the build quality overall of these. Now, in terms of attachment points, you do get this little triangle ring here built into the retracting part. That. And then attached to that by standard, you get one of these fairly large black split rings and one of these webbing doohickeys. You might be more familiar with this kind of thing from ID badge holders, from lanyards and that kind of thing, and that's definitely something you could use it for. I've had to wear an ID badge in an office before, and it would be great for that. It does also work very well with their wallet solution, and the snap is strong enough that pulling on this, even quite abruptly, you're not going to be breaking that snap. So overall, I am very happy with these. These are things that I was offered, but they were things that I accepted for review because these are the kinds of things that I've used before in my life that I have found it convenient, and if you can get a good one, they last basically forever. And I think these would last forever, practically speaking, as far as this kind of product goes. Very well built, I'm very happy with them. I do, however, have to give you a couple of criticisms from my point of view. First of all, whilst you can just take this split ring off easily, it is just a split ring after all, you've got no way of removing the webbing. Like, even if you're not going to be using an ID holder, you're still beholden to having it on there dangling alongside the other stuff. You could probably cut that off with a pair of tin snips or some wire cutters or something like that. It's just a small grommet. However, I would like to see some kind of solution where you could slip that off. I guess another way it could be, you could slip some needle nose pliers into that triangle ring, spread it apart and get it off that way. But that's risking the integrity of this. I would really rather see that be user replaceable, user removable more easily. Secondly is more of a quality control kind of thing. Now I'll say that the zipping mechanism, and I'll see if you can hear this. Excellent, great. There's just that gentle whirring sound of the cable going back and forth, and that's actually quite pleasant. However, on the one that I used more, from the very beginning there was a little bit of a rattle to the spool. Let's see if I can get that here. It's not a big noise, but the noise is definitely present, and the more silent aspect of this gave me a much more premium feeling. And the fact that these are basically the same product internally, I don't see any reason why you'd have different spools here. You just have a slightly different case design and attachment point. The fact that there is a difference to that degree does not make me feel super confident in quality assurance. However, it is a mass-produced product, and it's not a functional concern. It is a nitpick. It didn't really bother me, it didn't hinder my use, but I would be remiss if having two things that should be identical in use, and one of them has a bit of a noise to it, I didn't say it, because at the end of the day that noise is something inside rattling as the spool goes. And over time, over hundreds, or if not thousands, that noise, that rattle, whatever that is, could turn into something else. So that is just something I wanted to mention. I don't know how likely it is, should you buy one of these, that you have that issue. It's not really been an issue for me in terms of how it works. It's just something I felt needed to be brought up, just to be entirely transparent. These are very simple products, and I think that they work pretty great. Now, moving on to the other product. This is a kind of wallet ID card holder, and I did use this intermittently when I went to the store. I don't have a reason to have an ID present. I don't like having my driver's license showing. But I did try this out to see how it would function as a wallet. Really well, actually. So I have some blank cards here to look like a prepared YouTuber. And this is about 5 cards. They're not embossed. They are, however, thicker plastic as these are RFID cards. And that is about the limit that you can get in here. You get really good retention. The retention comes from this plastic spring mechanism. 5 of these cards is basically all I would safely put in here. I would say, however, that when I carried this, it was basically like it wasn't in my pocket. The plastic is incredibly light, but it also doesn't feel chintzy, it doesn't feel cheap. It does feel good. I don't have any worries about this, plastic spring cutout breaking. I could see that maybe happening if you overloaded it or if you somehow managed to catch that. I don't think that's very likely though. And when I used this, I loaded this up with my ID and a couple of bank cards, one of which was embossed. And even with less cards, there was more than enough retention. So let's simulate that with 3. There was enough retention that it really wasn't an issue. Like, now you can make them come out if you really shake. They do start traveling, but you're not going to be going through that kind of motion in your everyday life. That's just stress testing the product. But if you have a need for having an ID present, perhaps for work, or maybe you have some kind of access pass for an event, I think this would be a really great option, especially since it does give you the ability to carry some cards and use it as a functional wallet. It's so light and so thin that you really don't notice that you're carrying it, and it does pair really well with the retracting options. Very simple product, and I can recommend it just like I can recommend all of these. Now, the pricing I am not 100% on. When I looked it up, I believe both of these were under £15, and I believe that this was in a similar price range. And given the quality, and especially that the retracting options, I don't know the real name for like what this category of product is, but the fact that these are made of metal with metal cables and they come with attachments, and for that price, I can really strongly recommend these. I would, however, just say give it a listen, make sure that yours is working to within a reasonable degree that you're happy with, and then these would be a great addition to your EDC should you have a need or want to have something like, hand sanitizer on tap, or maybe you just need your access badge on a retractable pulley to get through a locked door. So that's been a bit rambly, I know. That's kind of how we roll around here. I'm sure I'll get more concise at some point in the future. So remember to check the description box down below, and I'll probably put them in the pinned comment as well for those sale links. Let me know if you've used products similar to these, or if you're interested in trying these products. Thanks again for MN Garista for sending them up for review. If you're a company that would like my thoughts on a product, or like me to do a review of a product, then please just send me an email. It's found in the About page on my YouTube channel. Until next time, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please like that video if you liked it, and leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you're new here, please subscribe. It does help the channel. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.